All righty. Let's get into our picks here for the week 3, guys, because a lot of good games here. This is the fun part of the season here where there's still all the teams playing. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
A lot of football to go through. It's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of football, guys. First game we got is the one that's literally going on as we're recording this here. We're at the 2-minute warning here in the Dolphins at Bills game. So let's be honest, not really much of a need to talk about it because most people that won't watch this live, the game will be over. They don't need a preview of it. But Bills are a 12.5 point favorite. The over under is 50. I got the Bills to win because, Bills. I picked the Dolphins to beat the spread just because that's a damn large spread. I always anything over 10 points just scares the crap out of me to put especially with a divisional rival like that. I know the Dolphins have sucked the first 2 weeks, but I always had that difficulty doing that. And 50 points in the over under. I got the under on that one.
Yeah, Drew, we'll get that trifecta together because I agree with you 100%. I want to go with the Bills in the spread with this one, but 12.5 is a little too rich this time of year for this divisional game. This is something that Miami typically plays close in, especially when they're playing in Miami in September, come from Buffalo. It's a little hot down there. And these teams statistically play each other closer in this time of year. So come December, if this was a spread, I probably would take the Bills. But that's not the case here.
Yeah, like I said, if divisional matchup, you just never know what's going to happen, obviously, but you don't think that much of a spread even when teams are playing bad. And so far, at actually 2 minutes to go in the half, it's Bills 14 and Dolphins 7, so you never know. That could still go either way. 1 o'clock games. Let's get into the games that haven't gone. Rob, take it away.
Take it away here. All right, so 1 o'clock, you get the Falcons going into. Take it away, Sunday. All right, sorry. Falcons go to. All right, put your chili pepper away. Let's talk about some football.
I can't tell if I'm a Kingpin or a Popper.
Falcons are going into Carolina playing the Panthers. Falcons are favored by 5.5 points.
Cover band.
Oh.
So seriously, somebody I knew down here, we're going to start a Red Hot Chili Pepper cover band. We're going to call it the Lukewarm Bell Peppers.
That's about right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect name for a cover band. It's like saying you're not quite as good, but what the hell? You enjoy
kind of lukewarm. You're not terrible.
Yeah, with the Lukewarm Bell Peppers, not the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You got the crappy ghost peppers. Anyway, going back to it, you got the Falcons going into Carolina playing the Panthers. Falcons are favored by 5.5 points on the road, and the over-under's at 43.5 points. This one's simple. Bryce Young has looked like dog doo-doo. He's been quite bad. The Falcons have looked pretty good with Penix back there. Yes, last week they didn't put up as good showing as many yards, but also a lot tougher game. They're coming over to play the Panthers who have not looked good all year. So I'm taking them to win, taking them to cover, and it's the lack of trust in the Panthers offense with a lot of trust in that Falcons defense. And that being said, because of that, with the over-under, I'm taking the under because I don't think the Panthers are going to be able to put up many points, and the Falcons don't like to showboat too much, and I don't think they're going to put enough points to cover that spread.
So we agreed a lot in this game. Let me just say this. Our picks are the same. Falcons to win, cover the spread, but under on the points. I do have to stand up for one thing that you said, and that's Bryce Young. Bryce Young had a horrendous week 1. Do not get me wrong. Week 2, though, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That's not a bad game. But I gotta stand up for him in that regard. Well, mostly because, let's be honest, he can stand up for himself, and you wouldn't even notice he's so short. But
I mean, he's so in your height statue.
Like I said, overall, you look at his stats overall, it's not so great because he's had only 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks in that first week. But it's too early to say if he's having a bad season off of one bad game. It's just they get a little skewed because of that. I'm still rooting to think it. I don't think he's going to be great personally, but I'm still rooting for him. It's a good story. He has a bad rookie year, gets benched with a new coach, works his tail off, and comes back and plays better last year. You got to hope that kind of story continues. So I got to stick up for the kid a little. But the Falcons, I just feel like, are a better team right now. That defense played like lights out last week at that point. Got a lot of rookies that are taking a step forward and contributing already in week 2. So I got to imagine that's going to continue week 3. So Falcons under.
Julio.
Been spending most of my life living in gangster's paradise.
The NFL paradise.
So we got the situation, the Falcons and Browns. Most people don't rap about the Green Bay Packers. It's like the most unrappable football team out there in the NFL, probably. But let's be honest. If you're going to pick team least likely to have a rap about them, Green Bay Packers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like team most likely to have a country song about them. Green Bay Packers.
Minnesota Vikings.
Nope. That's a yodel song. Anyway, Packers at the Browns there. And listen, Packers are giving up 7.5 points in this. And to me, I get it. The Browns are the home team. So you probably think, okay, you don't want to go too crazy in the spread because the Browns are the home team. Listen, the Browns looked horrendous last week against the Ravens. And specifically, Joe Flacco looked horrendous. I don't know what the hell the Browns are doing except to tell people that they're probably tanking at this point to get a quarterback. They got the extra first-round pick for the Jaguars next year. And let's be honest, the Jaguars always have a nice, fun, very low first-round pick there every year. So they're going to probably get whatever quarterback they want. But to me, what they should be doing is playing either Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel. I don't even care which one. That's whichever one they want. But you drafted these guys. Play them.
Play them.
No, I didn't say playoffs.
I didn't say playoffs. I said play them.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Playoffs.
I don't know if we can win a game.
Anyway, I mean, the Packers are point blank been on fire the first couple weeks. Looked like one of the best teams in the NFL. So you got to think they're going to win, obviously, against the Browns. 7.5 points. Well, it's a good spread there at that point there. I do still think the Packers take it. I also got the over on the points. I just feel like this is going to be absolute decimation.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but that's 3 in a row that we agreed 3 in a row on. Is that the ultimate hat trick in football that we've done thus far? I don't think we've ever had 3 in a row.
I don't think so. This is now our 4th week now that we're doing 4th year.
Playoffs? Don't talk about
playoffs.
Playoffs. You said it. I got to hit the button. You say playoffs.
A game.
Browns have looked inept on offense. Not just over Flacco, but this around. The defense has not looked good. Meanwhile, Jordan Love, he seems to actually come into place and actually play some quarterback football. And Kraft over there at tight end has played great for Green Bay.
Does he make macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
I thought so. The blue box.
I hope so. Listen, he's playing in Green Bay, home of the cheeseheads.
I didn't think about that. You're in Green Bay. You better
make some really good mac and cheese. But that offensive line has looked really good this year. You also got Josh Jacobs in the backfield has been playing pretty well. And, they had a great pickup acquisition, if you will, this offseason on their defense, which their defense was already pretty good, but it's been one of the better defenses in the league this year, making them probably thus far the best team in the NFC. Maybe the NFL. And, they're going to dominate, and I hate to say it. I said it twice this week, and I'm probably going to stop saying it after this because, I'm taking Packers. Packers win, Packers to cover, and I'm taking the under because I don't have any faith in the Browns put up some points on this game. Anyway, let's talk about another exciting football game. You got the Texans going into Jacksonville.
Oh yeah.
And
how is this not a Monday night game? Seriously, like
division rivals. Division rival.
Ooh, the Jaguars. I'm sure that'll be
for you. The Jags are favored by 2 points in this game, though, and the over/under set 44.5 points.
Oh my gosh!
Both teams have looked. I mean, it's condescending coming from a Giants fan, but they both look mediocre.
Like, it's okay. We have the past. We can say it.
Yeah, Texans have looked pretty good. Like they're coming back together. Like C.J. Stroud had a little bit of sophomore year last year and come back this year, like playing a little better, but he's dealing with a soft offensive line.
Yeah, he is.
Things seem to be like kind of working in his favor, but like it's still slow playing thus far. Like I think down the road they're going to be a little bit better. When you come to the Jaguars, like yeah, they've also looking mediocre, like Trevor Lawrence.
Per plus Daniel Jones. Per plus Giants of Daniel Jones, I should say.
Yes. Giants Daniel Jones. Yeah, this is a hard game. But I took the Texans because I think that the best side of football is going to come from the Texans defense in this game. Yes. So I'm taking them to win, and obviously since 2 points is nothing, I'm taking them to cover that. But I'm going to take them in the over because I do think some points are going to be put up, and I think it's because the Jaguars' defense is a little bit of suspect right there.
Yes.
So
you're not wrong on the defense at all. The defense has been damn good so far for the Texans.
Yeah, and the Jaguars have not had a good defense.
No.
So I think this is a little bit of a coming out game for Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you most of what you say. The one thing I just differ on is the over/under. I got the under in this game, and the most of the reason is just based on looking at the first 2 weeks. So Texans lost 14-9 to the Rams. Then they lost 20-19 to the Buccaneers. So both low-scoring games. Obviously, Rams and Bucs aren't bad defenses, so it's not a disrespect to the Texans per se. But until you prove to me you can put points on the board, I can't trust you, and that's where I'm at. But I think it's one of those teams that, not to the same degree as the Chiefs, but this is kind of a respectable 0-2. Like, you literally lost by one game to the Bucs that are one of the better NFC teams out there. And you lose by 5 points to the Rams, who, literally, have been a playoff team for much of the last few years here. So, yeah, I can't exactly sit there and go, oh, well, you've been getting your butts handed to you by bad or mediocre teams. Like, you've had a couple good teams, and you've gotten very close to winning. I mean, hell, the Buccaneers scored their final touchdown with 6 seconds left. Or else
it was a nail biter. It was close.
And the scary thing is, you could look at this team right now. If the Buccaneers hadn't scored that, and listen, I know if the queen had ball, she'd be the king. Like, I get it. You can have that all you want as far as the differences there. But if the Buccaneers don't score that touchdown, that game ends up where both games the Texans kept people under 20 points, and they're 1-1 right now. And you say, oh, well, they can just get that offense going, they'd be a really damn good team. But because
they're going to be bragging about how he had a blowout last week because I think the Texans to win the game, but whatever.
What?
But if the queen had balls,
what?
I said the Texans.
Oh, you're about the Texans. You would have lost it. Okay, so it happens. You still lost. Deal.
No, you wouldn't be bragging about winning by 4 points, but I would have got those points right back right there. So.
Listen, no matter what, I would go ahead and be bragging because I'm amazing. It is what it is. But like I said,
humble are we?
I'm gonna guess I am very humble. Just ask me, I'll tell you anytime. But yeah, I go with the under, so I'm gonna go Texans under on that. Then you got the Bengals at the Vikings in the game that nobody is healthy for. Even the fans are injured. That's how bad it's getting at this point here. It's insanity. You got both quarterbacks will be out. No Joe Burrow versus JJ McCarthy. Aaron Jones is all banged up, and Jordan Addison is having his suspension issues at that point there. I mean, it's just like, it's absolutely insanity. Like there's like no one left. At least they get Addison back after next year. Oh, next week. Sorry. Who knows how long they're going to have out? JJ McCarthy at this point here, but you went ahead and get Carson Wentz coming in at quarterback from Minnesota, who literally is starting for his 6th NFL team, which is an NFL record, by the way, guys. Which I'm shocked that Josh Johnson doesn't have that record. See how many goddamn teams he's played for. But I guess he just has to start it for them, and that's been the thing. So, yeah, I just absolutely insanity there. But I got to look at who everybody else has. I don't trust Carson Wentz whatsoever. I don't necessarily trust Browning, but I think he can do something. He's got a couple of receivers. So I'm going to go for the Bengals. But, guys, this is a toss-up game. I would never put a goddamn penny on because you have no clue when you get this many players out. But I'm going to go Bengals to win. The Bengals are literally giving up are getting 3 points in this. So, yeah, Bengals to cover, obviously, at that point. You got 41.5 as the spread, which is a ridiculously low spread. It makes you want to say that it's going to be the over. Something just tells me this is going to be a sloppy, low-scoring game, though. So I'm going to stick with the under on it anyway, even though all sage advice would tell you to go over.
Listen, I totally agree with you on everything you said. I do agree with a lot of what you said there, but I took it a completely different way. So if you guys want to follow Drew out there, you take his bets, take mine. But I'm also going to agree with Drew. Like this is a game.
Don't bet this game at all. I'm telling everybody that.
I was about to say, or just don't bet this game at all because this is a lot of injuries here.
Too many question marks.
Yes, there's a lot of variables here, but the Vikings defense hasn't looked as good as past. You also have a terrible Bengals defense, which may finish the year at defense number 32. It may finish as defense 33, if that's even possible.
We'll see.
So there are some other players that's going to take advantage of that situation. Browning has not embarrassed himself. He actually looked pretty good in Burrow's absence. So there's a lot to be said here, like especially like the Vikings had a pretty good history of making backup quarterbacks be the number one and play pretty well.
Yeah, they do.
So that being said, especially early in the year, the Vikings have more of a record of winning compared to the Bengals. The Bengals have been in the past 5 years less than 500 through 4 to 5 weeks of football. They still figure out a way to make it to the playoffs. That's not saying anything bad about them. But they're typically not good in the beginning of the year. So that being said, I'm taking the Vikings to win, obviously in the spread. And I'm taking the over because I think the lack of defense is going to be allowed to be a sloppy game that goes in the over.
Extra sloppy.
Extra sloppy Joes.
Here's
but that being said,
you said bad defense to the Bengals, though. I just want to point out, if you go based on the rankings, they're actually middle of the road right now on defense. They've given up 43 points in so far in 2 weeks, which actually puts them slightly above average.
Okay, when they finish the year, if they're going to finish at 33, if that's possible.
I'm just saying.
Because that's where they're at. Just because that's where they're at now doesn't mean that's where they finish.
I just say we don't know yet they're their worst defense. You have 2 weeks now. You have at least something to go based on. I'm not saying they're going to be great, but you have something to go over now.
You know what's the great thing about statistics is there's 18 weeks of football. I can pull out any games out of the year and say these 2 games, they were ranked mediocre.
You know what Mark Twain said, right? There are lies, there are damn lies, and then there are statistics.
Yep. You can twist them any way you want to.
He was a smart man, that Samuel Clemens.
Yeah. I was just trying to pull your statistics on me last night. Anyway, talking about statistics that are real is that the Steelers have also finished every season since Mike Tomlin's been there at least 500. They're playing the Patriots, who have not been that good since Bill Belichick left.
No.
And the Steelers are favored in this game. The Steelers are on the road, but favored in this game by 1.5 points. with an over-under at 44.5 points. Statistically speaking, I have to go with the Steelers in this game. Granted, their awesome defense has not been that awesome. But the the Patriots, like I'd say, like, May has done some good things. Like, he, as a young quarterback, he's played well, but he's still playing a great coaching staff against the Steelers, and their defense isn't the best either. So I'm taking the Steelers to win this game, and obviously they're favorites by 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and take that because a 1.5 means absolutely nothing. It's going to be at least a field goal. But I'm going to take the under in this game because I do think it's going to be more slow moving, a lot of running the ball, and they're going to take advantage of Drake May with a couple good picks and a couple stops down the field.
So let me ask you this. Would you call the Jets an offensive juggernaut?
2 week statistics. We just went through this.
I'm just saying, would you, on paper, going into the season, I'll word it that way then, so you feel better. Going into the season, would you have called the Jets an offensive juggernaut?
They were called a question mark going into the season because you don't know if they could have fixed Justin Fields, especially playing with his former college wide receiver, which got them both drafted, how they played together.
A question mark means you wouldn't call it a juggernaut. Would you call the Seahawks a juggernaut going into the season?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a juggernaut, but once again, that's that question mark, which means they have the potential to be.
So, again, question mark, which means they're not. You wouldn't, on paper, say they are. Again, we'll find out. There's a lot more of the season to go. But my whole point I'm making is the Steelers literally are ranked 4th in most points given up so far this season. 63 points against the Jets and the Seahawks. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this defense. I don't know if his time is just taking its toll because they do have some older players on there. But Sutton's rotten in Pittsburgh here. And
it's not the Steel Mills.
Yeah, it's until they prove me otherwise, I can't trust the Steelers right now because either going through a bad stretch, they're going to have to work his way out of it, or Sutton's wrong. It's going to be that way for the season. But until you show me that you can play better, I can't go ahead and trust you at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Steelers will go ahead and lose this game, and the Patriots will pull out a win here. I think it'll be a close win, but 1.5, like you said, that's nothing. So Patriots definitely to cover. I'm going to go ahead and go the over on the points here. I think the Patriots are going to put up some numbers here because if you're telling me Sam Darnold and Justin Fields can put up numbers against this defense, then I got to believe Drake May can too. Like Drake May, I don't know what to think of him still. But I think I'd still take him over Sam Darnold and Justin Fields right now. So I got to think there's going to be some points at that point coming up.
You're not wrong. I don't know if I would take him over, but he's in that tier of caliber of players.
I would take him. I would take him over mostly because of the potential more than anything else. If
That's
I had
potential, but stat-wise.
If I had to start him for one game, yeah, you're probably right. They're probably in a similar. But I would say I would take him definitely over Fields, maybe similar with Darnold because Darnold played very well last year. We don't know if that was a fluke or not fully yet. But yeah, like I said, I just until you prove otherwise, Steelers, I can't trust you. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots in that one. So Patriots under. Sorry, Patriots over. I'm sorry. Next up, we got the Rams at the Eagles. And I hate that I have this game to tell you about, guys, because I hate ever giving kudos to the Eagles. But listen, they're the Super Bowl champions. They're 2-0. Need I say more? Until you prove otherwise that you're better than them, I'm going to keep on picking them because I'm betting with my wallet, not with my heart. I'm using the brain. I know it hurts, but that's what I'm using. So yeah, I got to pick the Eagles to beat anybody right now until proven otherwise, though. So Eagles will win. It's going to be a close-ish game. I think it'll probably be like a 1 touchdown difference at that point there. So I'm not worried about the 3.5 point spread because that's not too crazy there. And I'm going to go the over on the points. And that's probably the least confident thing I am in this whole thing. It's kind of a toss-up for me. I wouldn't put money on the over-under in this one here. But I'm going to, because again, no matter what, we put every single one in. We don't care for our sheets here. We're not putting actual money between me and Rob here. We're putting money on our own things on the side that we enjoy. So yeah, Eagles over.
Yeah, and once again, I don't want to give kudos to Philadelphia because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Your returning Super Bowl champs. You guys started pretty soft last year. That's not the case this year. Like you have some good wins under your belt,
and 2 years ago they started hard and then went soft and couldn't keep it up. So it happens.
Yeah, but they looked good, and then you have the Rams who seem to be playing well as well. But to prove it otherwise, I'm taking the Eagles to win this game. I do think it's going to be one of those nail biter of the games. I do think it will be a fun game to watch, and I do think it's going to be won by a field goal. So I took the Rams in the spread of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad pick either. I was a little more of a toss up on this one here, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe it's I just don't want to take the Eagles in the spread there. I also took the over because the way both teams are putting up points, like, yeah, you got to figure it's going to be like a good old just over there 24-27 kind of game.
Yeah, I mean that's not out of the realm of possibilities. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying. The over under, I definitely wouldn't trust, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be just like I said, just slightly over a field goal. They can be a touchdown. We'll find out.
We will find out. All right, next up, you got the Jets going down to Juice territory, playing the Buccaneers.
Oh, yes.
And those Bucs are favored at 6.5 points, and the over-runs at 43.5 points. This one's, I feel like, kind of a layup for the Bucs. Wrong sport, but everyone gets it there.
Why does someone bring a basketball onto the football field?
Who knows? Baker might get some dunks. I don't know. He might like the layups, alley-oops, because he might be getting that with Mike Evans out there. But
Evans wearing Chuck Taylors. What's going on here?
The Jets are banged up. Justin Fields, who we're talking about before, left the game last week, concussed, and is out for concussion protocol. They have some other injuries on that backfield over there, and without him, which is their starting dude, they got Tyrod Taylor. So we've seen how Tyrod Taylor plays for us in the past, so I do think he's going to put up some points, but he's a backup quarterback. He's not going to come out and beat out Baker. So I'm taking the Bucs to win this game. I'm taking them that spread because I just don't have faith in the Jets' defense to play like they should. I had the faith in the Bucs to stop the Jets, but I do think they're going to play it in the over. I think that 43, it's a little too low. I think the Bucs themselves will put up 27, 30 points on their own, which doesn't leave much for the Jets to put up. And I do think Tyrod's good for at least 2 touchdowns.
So the Jets aren't the only ones banged up, though, because the Buccaneers literally just lost 3 players for season, basically, this last week here. So then we're talking starting offensive linemen, starting defensive linemen. I mean, like legit players that are losing. Cody Mock, who's the guard they drafted a couple years ago. I think it was Colorado State, I want to say. That's the kid who played every single position. We liked him coming out of college, and he's been pretty decent for them. Yeah, you remember him. Kalijah Cansey, the kid that they call Baby Aaron Donald. He also out for the year now with a torn pectoral muscle. So they've got some injuries as well. The big thing is, though, the injury you specifically talked about there on the Jets side of quarterback. They're without their starting quarterback. Tyrod Taylor is going to come in. Listen, we all know Tyrod Taylor. He's not a bad backup, but we haven't seen him in a little while. We don't know fully what he's got left in the tank at this point here. We don't know how he's going to look with this Jets offense specifically. So because of that, I'm going to pick the team that's literally won the NFC South, it seems like, for the last 20 years, which sounds weird, and the Bucs. You don't think of the Bucs as a team that wins, but if you look at their history in the last few years, they win a Super Bowl. They've been perennial winners now in their division. This team's rolling, and I feel like this team's winning close games against the Falcons, against the Texans. This is a team that I think is going to do something this year. There's no more surprising people like they've done the last couple of years. This is a team that's on pace to legitimately make some noise in the NFC this year, I think. Buccaneers win. I think they'll win. I think they'll cover the touchdown but it's not going to be that much higher. The Bucks do play a little close for some reason, kind of like the Giants in that way, but they win instead of lose. Listen, it is what it is. But as good as that offense is, and as efficient as an offense been, they haven't necessarily been offensive juggernauts this year necessarily. I feel like it's going to be the under. I think it's going to be a little more of a close game than people expect in this one here. So I got Bucks under. So
nice.
Next up, we got the Colts at the Titans here. Remember the Titans, and now forget the Titans because they suck. Listen, Daniel Jones, point blank, is on a freaking roll right now. Like, and I don't know if it's a Kaiser roll or what kind of roll it is here exactly, like a hard roll with a little pork roll, egg and cheese on it. But he's on a roll, and we said, hey, wait till he plays Denver. Well, he played Denver. He played pretty decent at Denver. Now, do I still think this is legit? No, I think he's just going through a good stretch, if I'm being honest. And it's not me being negative as a Giant fan, not being bitter as a Giant fan. I wish this kid nothing but utter success. I root for this kid like you would not believe. Probably more than any other non-Giant. Because I feel like there's a lot of issues when he was here at that point that are beyond his control. And he's a nice guy. So I'm going to root for them still. That being said, the Colts are absolutely horrendous looking. I'm sorry, the Titans are absolutely horrendous looking, and I can't trust him to win anything at this point. So I'm going to recommend betting on the Colts again, which I said point blank. It's Daniel Jones. Don't do it the first 2 weeks. Well, guess what? This one, it's hard to ignore the fact that he's played well the first 2 weeks and playing a crappy team. So Colts to win. Colts are only giving up 4.5 points, where I think this will be like one of the bigger blowouts I think of this week. I really do. And I think the 43.5, I think it'll be over. I think this is going to be a really bad game for Titans fans. We'll find out. Hopefully I'm wrong for their benefit, because I kind of feel bad for them. They've been kind of a bad team ever since they dismantled the whole entire good team they had for no apparent reason. They're like, we can do better.
Yeah, let's rebuild and
you
just left that foundation.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If Cam Ward works out, all of a sudden they're better shape than they were, because you got the one position that it's hard to fill. But they had so much around this that they could have just gone ahead and gotten rid of, Tannehill and just waited to get a good quarterback. Instead, they just blew the whole goddamn thing up. Absolutely insane the way they did that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. Danny Dimes, you guys heard me the first episode that we have ever done. He was supposed to help us win some games. Yeah. A lot of confidence in him. He's definitely got the tools. He just
hammer, screwdriver.
He got hammered.
Got hammered damn sure.
Yeah, with the play and getting sacked. He just definitely wasn't a quarterback for us, and he lost confidence, and we lost confidence in him. There's a time for a switch. He found himself a new home. This happens to quarterbacks quite a bit.
It's the new thing. It really is a new thing. I feel like that quarterbacks like Geno Smith went to Seattle and got good again. Sam Darnold goes to Minnesota. He starts playing good. It's like the thing.
Yeah, but they were backups elsewhere. I mean, I think more of like Baker, even though Baker had to go to Carolina first.
Yep, Baker, good example. Yeah, let's say it's the niche thing.
Yeah, so
turn.
And listen, the Colts defense it's high meter accuracy, if you will. So I do take it like they have a better defense than the Colts. They have a way better offense than the Colts, and they have a trusted quarterback that's been in the league quite a few years compared to Ward's 3.
How sad is it? Daniel Jones is gone like less than a year later. Like, he's a trusted quarterback.
And a game like this, like, listen, if we had still had DJ and we were playing Titans, I would say he's a trusted quarterback in this game. So, we're the Titans are pretty much the jobbers right now.
Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity.
So I agree with you at 100% there. I'm taking the Colts to win, the Colts to cover, and I'm taking the over in this game because it's just, how do you justify anything else?
It's hard to.
Danny Dimes is just going to throw up 3 pieces on him.
Yeah, it really is. So real quick, we got a couple comments here. G's been watching Thursday Night Football. Would never have thought it'd be tied after the half. Yeah, guys, they're like just under 11 minutes in the third quarter left, and yeah, it's still tied 14-14. I told you guys.
Okay.
Told you guys.
Is it?
Is it changed?
Oh,
I'm watching. I got it up on Google right now. It's still. Oh, now
Why do you not have it on Prime?
Little Bills just.
It's on Prime.
I don't want the game up and distract me. I want to actually do the show. Call me crazy.
Yeah. The TV's behind me.
I'm just saying. But yeah,
But you have the game on.
Bills just scored 20-14 now. So listen, again,
21-14. There's a field goal.
I didn't see the extra point yet. It's still saying 20 on my end. Whatever.
I have Prime. I pay that $13 a month.
Tampa Bay Ray in the house. He says if the Vikings would sign Bridgewater, the Bucks could bring Trask back. Why would the Bucks want Trask back? They let him go.
Let it go.
Let it go. No, there's a segment of Buccaneers fans that just love Kyle Trask. And even though, listen, second round pick out of Florida, never got a chance in Tampa Bay, but never earned the chance. He could have just taken the job when Tom Brady retired. Could have, point blank. Ronnie's in the house too. She says, "Hey friends, how's it going?"
Hey, Ronnie.
Says we can win Sunday if the defense steps up. Listen, I would love to see that. I would love to see the defense step up. And listen, a lot of it's going to be, I'm telling you, point blank, containing Patrick Mahomes. I don't mean throwing. I mean containing him in his lane and stopping him throwing, forcing him to throw, which sounds weird because there's no receivers healthy. But we'll find out about Worthy still if he comes in. I'm not going to be worried about a day 3 rookie coming in for his first game, but Worthy's the one guy that okay, he's got some skill.
He's got some skill, but I mean,
he's got urged herbal.
Even so, he's come back from that injury. What's he going to do? After every play, he goes down, he's going to do a Mel Gibson on the sideline, put the back in place.
We'll see.
I don't expect to be 100%.
No, and you don't have to be 100% as a receiver because, like you said, you can go in and out during obvious first downs and stuff like that, and save them for the plays you need them for. Ronnie says Colts have a very serviceable offensive line. I'm assuming you mean the Colts, not the Colts. I don't know about the Colts.
The Colt cuts.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Stay away.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get canceled one day. Next up, go for it, Rob.
All right, you got the Raiders going into DC playing those Commanders. Commanders are favored by 3.5 points with an over/under at an even 44 points. This game, you can actually, I almost see it going any other way, but the DC is coming off bad loss where they should have been more in their game, but they played Green Bay, which is a pretty good game. They had a longer time to rest up. Also, never count out Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete.
Love that guy. But I'm going to have to take DC in this game. I think it's a bounce back.
You would go, is that a nickname for someone or the name of a porno? Just saying.
Yeah. Sneaky Pete.
It sounds... You need another context behind it. Sneaky Pete. Whoa, hello.
But yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders in this game. I'm going to take them in the spread as well. And as much as I like the way the defense play for the Commanders, I do think it's going to go into that over. That 44 is kind of low for both these teams. I think the Commanders are going to go up there near 30, and it's probably going to be 20-ish for the Raiders. The Raiders.
Here's my biggest issue with this game. Are we going to get Jayden Daniels? We don't know that. We don't know if it's Jayden Daniels or Marcus Mariota. If you tell me right now Jayden Daniels is playing, I would tell you Commanders, and I would actually still say potentially over, like you're saying. But because I don't know, I'm trying to hedge my bets a little. And I would say Commanders under. Because if Mariota plays, the offense is not going to do nearly what it would otherwise. And I just point blank again, unless you know something specifically where you're like, okay, I know damn well that Jayden Daniels is going to play, I would not go anywhere near this game money wise because you just don't know. That's a huge difference on whether or not you feel confident in either team. Because let's be honest, guys, the Raiders are 1-1, as you mentioned. You got Pete Carroll, you got Geno Smith. I don't know. Mariota, if it's that much different. You know what I mean? I don't know if you go, this is a much better team still. I don't know. Jayden Daniels, to me, is the difference.
He is big time.
So yeah, like I said, I would be afraid to put any money on this game, but because you and I do not chicken out no matter what, Commanders under.
If you're going to bet this game, wait till about 12:45.
Yeah, exactly. And then even then, look at the line because I guarantee it change. We'll always tell you look at the lines every time right before you bet. But like I said, that's
Oh yeah, big time.
yeah. Okay. Next up, we got the Broncos at the Chargers. And listen, guys,
At the 4 o'clock game.
we thought the Broncos would be a really good defense this year. They still may be, don't get me wrong. But Daniel Jones did look pretty damn good against them last week. And I still don't know, because again, as we keep saying, it's 2 weeks in, that's it. I don't know if Daniel Jones is for real or if it's a hiccup game with the Broncos. I don't know. All I do know is I have had faith in the goddamn Chargers since this season started. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and trust the Chargers to handle their business against the Broncos. So I got Chargers to win, Chargers to cover with just a 3-point spread. That's not too crazy at that point. I got the under on the points as well because you got two good defensive minds in this whole thing. So Chargers under.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting game, guys. Like if anyone thinks it's going to be like a not a fun game, you're probably going to be silly. These two head coaches have seen each other in real time on two different teams multiple times.
They even played peekaboo once.
They even played peekaboo. They played manhunt a couple times.
Oh my god, game manhunt, that was awesome back in the day.
But times I'm pretty sure the Niners, when they went to the Super Bowl, had to beat out the Saints, and that was Harbaugh beating out Sean Payton.
Yes, so, they're both of them their former stops.
Did I lose you, Drew?
No, I'm here. I didn't lose you.
Stuff. Got you. A little chop there for me at first.
Once for lost, but now I'm found.
There you are. But I gotta take the Chargers in this game. They're at home. They got home field advantage. The Broncos defense, like you said, has not. They've looked good, but they haven't looked that dominant number one defense like they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
They look mediocre. But then again, it's also 2 weeks of the football, and then they get that into place towards the end of last year, halfway through last year. That's when all the changes were made for them. With that 3 points over favorites with the Chargers, listen, Broncos still might be able to squeak in the spread. So this is another game that I probably wouldn't bet the spread on because it might be that 1 point difference up to the end because both these teams are probably going to run the ball and play slow, methodical football, which usually calls for tighter, closer scores.
Yeah, I'm different on you on that. I'm actually very
I took the Chargers.
No, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm saying you're saying kind of like it wouldn't shock me if I'm wrong in this one potentially. I'm actually very confident in the spread pick.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I also took the under. So if you're saying it's going to be under 2, it's probably not going to be a blowout.
No, I don't disagree with you on that. I think the Chargers are a better team. Hey,
they are.
Ronnie also asked a question. She says Hudson states he did not know what he's doing and swears he won't mess up. What do you think? I think I agree with him. He has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah, that's where it stops.
That's part of the problem. She says also he says he won't mess up. Do you trust him or do you let Bo start? Well, hopefully Thomas is going to be starting. That's the assumption right now based on everything we're seeing and reading here. If he can't go point blank, yes, Bo should be the starter at left tackle. I'll even go as far as if he can go, Bo needs to be somewhere on this line point blank and preferably right guard and move GVR into center to be the new acronym at the middle of the line there because JMS is I'm just done with him at this point. And, it's been too long. I'm done. I've the JMS experience and experiment is over for me.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Rob.
All right. Oh, nice. You got the Saints going into Seattle.
How is this not a Monday night game? Marquee matchup.
Oh.
Marquee matchup. Points. Biz marquee matchup even.
The Seahawks are favored at 7.5 points in this game with the over-under at 41.5 points. Again, it's week 3. Things are a little crazy. Yeah, Seahawks are definitely the better team,
Yeah.
but everyone thinks the Saints have been terrible, which they have not been great. But they've been playing closer football games than a lot of people think. And Seattle has not won by a lot. They have not looked good enough to dominate games. So I'm taking the Seahawks to win this game, but I'm taking the Saints to play close and lose by a touchdown, nothing more.
Yeah.
And then I want to take the over in this game, and not by much. Like, this is something where I was a little shaky on. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 10-17 game, but also wouldn't be surprised if it was 27-20.
So I think my issue with this whole thing is the fact that the Saints just suck.
Listen, they suck, but they don't suck as bad as a lot of people think. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like the Niners are like the equivalent of the Vikings and the Bengals matchup in one last week, and they barely lost to them. I get it, but they still lost to them. Like they had nobody left, basically.
Yeah. Well,
The
still
49ers backups just beat the Saints.
Yeah, just beat them.
I mean, it was just last week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're a little more, have a little more faith in these Saints than I do. No pun intended.
I think there's a lot of punts there.
Now
Now go say a Hail Mary.
I need a football to throw.
Yeah. Go throw a Hail Mary.
I want you to throw 3 Hail Marys. So, yeah. Listen, I feel like this is not I don't have to address too much. The Saints suck. Seahawks under. Done.
Yeah, well, Seahawks are also not the best team either, but
They're
we'll find out.
Average team, crappy team. Simple solution for me.
Little crap team, bigger crap team, any given Sunday.
I'd say
Anyway, Drew,
any given Sunday. I'm just saying. So
take it away. 425. Let's go.
425. Gets a little bit of a delay here with the Cowboys going to Chicago, played the Bears there.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, the Bears are only getting 1 point in this. How the hell is that even possible? This is point blank my go-to spread pick for the week. And the over-under on this is 50.5. Now, listen, we just saw the Cowboys last week beat the Giants just barely. We saw them play tough against the Eagles. We saw the Bears get shellacked last week against the Detroit Lions. We saw them get beat out by J.J. McCarthy, who has 2/3 of his passing yards in like 1 quarter of football for his career. It felt like it's insanity. Like the Bears guys, we told you guys going into this, we don't like Caleb Williams as much as a lot of people do. I think Ben Johnson was overrated as a head coaching candidate. I really do. I've been saying that forever. And the fact that in the second half, when this Bears team's getting whooped on, tells me point blank that this team, unfortunately for the Bears fans, they're not making the adjustments they got to make at halftime. So as far as I'm concerned, until proven otherwise, the Bears are not quite in the Saints category because they actually have some talent on that team. But until you show me you can win something, I can't trust you with my money. So Cowboys to win, Cowboys to cover the 1 point spread because that's nothing. And I have under on the points because I don't know if the Cowboys will put enough of the points to get it on there themselves, but they might have to if they're going to try to reach 50.5 points. So I'm going to go Cowboys under. I am least confident with that over-under pick, though, but I'm telling you right now, that is the spread pick I am probably most confident on this week of all the spread picks, potentially. And I know that I'm not the only one, but I am the only one on the screen right now.
Pretty much, because, listen, this is – you talk about confidence. I don't have any confidence in this game. Like,
you have any confidence?
Are the Cowboys just doing the opposite of what the Chiefs are doing, like we said before? Because the Chiefs are a good team. They're 0-2.
Yes.
We know the Cowboys aren't that good of a team, but they're they're
1-1.
They're 1-1, but they played a really good game against the Eagles, return Super Bowl champs, which we gave a little praise to.
Yeah.
So They played a close game, and they barely beat the Giants.
They barely beat the Giants, who put up a ton of points. And granted, the injuries are there with the Cowboys, but
So,
you have to give credit to the Giants for that, and you have to take away some credit.
that's the first time I heard you say you give credit to the Giants in that game.
No, listen, I mean, on offense, yes. I didn't complain once about the offense, for the record. I complained about Dable not kicking the field goal when he damn well should have, because at the end of the game, we never would have gone to overtime. And I lambasted the defense for sucking, because we thought they were going to be so good this year.
Yeah.
Sucks so far. By the way, again, I blame the coordinator, not the players yet.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit of a close game than people think. I think the Bears are going to not look great, but squeak out the win, probably because the Cowboys are probably going to mess up. So I'm going to take the Bears to win this game. The Bears to cover it, and I'm also taking the under, because I don't think both defenses are that good, but I don't think the offenses are that good either. I think they play about the same amount of level, and I think coming off that high that the Cowboys had playing the Giants in the divisional game, I think that's going to settle down a little bit with the Bears going to come in a little stronger with a poor performance.
I just think that by the end of the game, Caleb Williams is going to be on the bench painting his nails a sad color. That's just where I'm at.
Win or lose. That's what that generation does.
I'm supporting the Giants, obviously.
Get off my lawn.
Like, I'm supporting the Cowboys by saying something like that, but it's the truth. Like, that's just where I'm at. We'll see what happens there. I just think the Bears just are one of the biggest disappointments, because a lot of people had high hopes for them. And I know you and I weren't as high on them as a lot of people were, but oh my God, some people thought they were going to be like, oh, they got Ben Johnson. Oh, they fixed the offensive line. Yeah.
That's the Bears fans at preseason every year. They're going to the Super Bowl. Got Bears week 2. Burning jerseys. Anyway, they're still going to win 5 or 6 games this year. They don't have to, but that's probably where they're going to win. And this is one of them. That's it. Anyway, up next, you got the Cardinals going in, playing the Niners.
Yep.
The Cards are favored. The Niners favored 2.5 points. The over-under being at 44.5 points. You still got a questionable Brock Purdy. You still have Kittle on injury reserve. So you got some injuries here. You got Kyle Murray that's playing better than he's been. I guess Call of Duty has not been good. And, you got the running back over there that's been playing pretty well. Not the best football, but playing a little better. You still got McCaffrey, CMC, that's playing some football, but he will put up some points. But I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this game in an upset against, the home team. And I'm going to take them to cover that.
You saying you're not going to root for the home team?
Nope.
Okay.
And I'm going to take them to win in the under. I think it's going to be I think some people think it's going to be a shootout. I think the defense is going to show up in this game somehow, and they're going to squeak out the under.
So I think the the Arizona Cardinals, to me, are going to be the epitome this year of mediocre. I think that's what they're going to be. They're going to be that average team around that 8 and 9 and 8 kind of thing going there. And I think this is going to be a game where people kind of get exposed to the Niners not being as good as some people think. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with all the injuries. Obviously, there's everybody, their mother is injured on the 49ers. So Rob left because I disagree with him even. But I feel like you can't count anything on these Niners. And it's the second year in a row. And for some reason, people still treat them like the old 49ers. They're not the old 49ers anymore, guys. They lost like half their roster in free agency on top of that. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say point blank, the Cardinals will win this game. I'm with Rob on that one. The Cardinals, like I said, will cover. Again, the Niners are the favorites. There'll be no problem with the spread, obviously, at that point, just by winning. I actually had the over on the points, the one difference. I just feel like the Cardinals are due for a breakout game. They just do that every so often. They have the last couple of years. Something tells me this might be that game. So I'm going Cardinals over. On to Sunday Night Football here. Rob gets to miss our game here. So we got the Chiefs at the Giants. And listen, guys, we already talked a lot in the preview episode what we expect in this game here, what the keys to victory are, injuries we gave just earlier here. So we're going to keep it short and simple. We both have the Chiefs to win. The Giants are 6-point underdogs in this. We both have the Giants to beat the spread, and I think it's going to be another close loss here for the Giants here. Though obviously, listen, I'm hoping we're wrong. I'm hoping we're wrong, and the Giants come out and freaking beat the crap out of the Chiefs. I'd love to be happy for once after a football game, but so you prove me otherwise. You are what you are. We do have the under on the points, both of us there. Though I will say, if it goes over, the Giants will win this game. If it goes under, the Giants will lose this game. Those two are going to go hand in hand. I really do think. We'll see. But yeah, Giants, and under. I'm sorry, Chiefs, Giants, and under. Rob and I both have as Rob pops back in here.
Yeah.
So last game, Rob, go for it. Monday night.
You got the Lions going into Baltimore playing the Ravens. The Ravens are 4.5 favorites at home. With the over-under at a whopping 52.5 points, which is the highest over-under of the week.
Yeah.
So kudos to this game. Two high-powered offenses, but they're not taking into consideration the much better Ravens defense in this game.
Yeah, and I think
going to get
we're giving so much credit to the Lions for what they did last week and forgetting the first week debacle they had. Which ones, which ones is it at that point? I don't know. Well, the Detroit Lions, please stand up.
Listen, there's a lot of questions to be said. Like, was it the offense defensive coordinators that made the Lions who they were, or was it, was week one just how good Green Bay is? Or was it just because they're playing two divisional games? Like, were they not ready for week one? When they come to week two, gear it in like they were at the end of last year.
Well, I think part of the Lions, too, people don't also mention is they lost some of their offensive line this offseason as well. So, I mean, and that was kind of their staple, was a really, really strong offensive line that had been together forever. And they just don't have that now. So, we have to find out what this is. I don't think we know yet.
They have to gel together because you got Jared Goff last year. That was one of the best because he had no pressure.
Yep.
But yeah, I want to go ahead and take the Ravens to win this game. They're at home. They've been pretty damn good at home, especially in games like this. I'm going to take them in the spread. Not saying it's not going to be a close game and not going to be a fun game, but I do think they're going to be able to pull out the spread. And that 52.5 points is a lot, but I also think this is going to be one of those games where it's going to go back and forth. The Ravens defense is a really good defense, but look what happened week one with the Ravens as well. They were winning that game, and the Bills came back, and it was a total of like 85,000 points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this game because I do think the Lions will come back and play some good football, but probably lose by a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is going to be, again, what Detroit Lions team is. If it's last week's Detroit Lions, it's going to be an over. If it's the first week's, it's going to be an under. And we don't know. So I'm going different with you on the over-under. I'm going on the under. But again, that's the last thing I would bet in this entire game, to be very frank with you guys. But I'm pretty confident in the Ravens. I just think they're the better team right now. So Ravens, under.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know if I would take the spread in this game. I do think it's going to be close.
I'm not overly confident, but I'm not scared of it either, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
So, but we'll find out.
3.5, without a doubt, I would say take it, but that 4.5 just scares me just that teeny bit.
Yeah. I'm not scared. I'm good with it. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Speaking of going, guys, before we go, I forgot to recap last week. So last week, guys, Rob had 25 points overall. I had 32, so I ended up winning by 7 points there. As the straight up picks there, I had 13 of the 16 games. You had 11. I had 10 of the spread picks. You had 6. You beat me on the over-unders. You had 7. I had 6. And I had 3 trifectas here. So starting off the first 2 weeks of the season now, I'm extended my lead 61-50. And we'll find out how big my lead is at the end of next week.
Or if it's still there.
And they'll still be there. I mean, neither one of us wins by 9 points or more usually. Usually they're somewhat close each week.
Well, listen, we were talking a whole bunch of stuff last year, and then I put up a big old 12 points.
2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
Yes, it was 2 years ago. You're right.
You're like the cowboy fan of football gambling here.
30 years ago.
All right, guys.
Emmett Smith rushed for 200 yards.
That's going to call it a night here, us here. We're going to be back again for you guys here on, of course, Sunday, game day here, as we'll be there with play-by-play coverage, also post-game coverage, of course, as well. So make sure to sleep in Sunday. It's going to be a late night, guys. And hopefully it'll be a happier night than the last couple of nights has been. Also, for those of you watching live, I'm sure you're going to be off to the football game here soon. Bills are still up right now, 21-14. So still a much closer game than a lot of people thought. Except for Rob and I. The same. Right now, we're dead on that game. So we'll see you guys again there. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully, like I said, a happier game day we'll have here than we've had the last 13 of the last 14 weeks. Or you can say 14 of the last 14 if you want to say it even, because we weren't happy when we beat the Colts even. Let's be honest. We were not happy about that win. But listen, we'll see how it works out. Jackson Dart may end up being better than Cam Ward. Who would you rather have, Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter or Cam Ward? Right now, I would say Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter. So, we'll see. So,
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.